Hello everyone, this is Garrett and this is the Dark World of the Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past. So first of all, we're going to go down this pyramid, and if we look on the map, we can see that pretty much everything here is different. Although some things do look the same at the same time. It's kind of hard to explain, but you get the idea. Some parts just look more swampy. The desert on the bottom left is just an entire swamp now. And a whole bunch of new areas to explore, which is good. Basically jump down here, go to the right and then up to get a heart piece, which is wonderful. And if we jump down here, we can already see some of the newer enemies. They all look completely different as from the light world. And they have quite a large amount of health, as you can see, so I'm not going to bother with them too much. Just gonna capture that Faerie if she would stop. Okay, screw it. I'll capture another one later, actually. But yeah, this sign says, "This way, powers of darkness," and we will go there, but first of all, I'm just gonna pick up some stuff, because I like collecting items. Items make me very happy. But yes, first of all, we are just going to make our way over here. Go to the right. And continue going to the right. And in here, that costs 2 health, that one hit costs 2 health, that's quite bad. Oh, hey, mosquito. So this is basically a bee. Oh, that's actually quite convenient. You caught a bee! What will you do? So if we let the bee out now, then it will basically be our ally. Which is actually a pretty good ally. But there's actually something else we can do with it too. But first of all, we're going to go in here, which is this little store area. In such a dangerous world, you may need many things. Select something that you like. Oh yes, it's just a pretty generic store, but the main reason why I'm here is because we're going to use the magic mirror to actually go back to the light world. Using this fancy transition and talk to this person. The smell of rotten fruit. If you give me that mushroom, I can finish my brew. So we're going to give her the mushroom. Thank you, young man. Come back to the shop later for something good. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We are going to come back later because right now she doesn't actually have anything for us, but later she will. But first of all, we're just going to go over here. And by the time we actually go back, then she should be ready. First, we're going to go down here to destroy this rock by walking into it, or running into it rather. And let's read the sign. This way, the Lake of Ill Omen. Or Lake of Three Omen, it was kind of written oddly. I don't know, but basically run up here. And make your way to this little area. And read the sign. Curses to anyone who throws something in my circle of stones. And that is exactly what we are going to do. We're going to be cursed by throwing his own sign into the circle of stones. And it's a magical fish thing. What did you disturb my peaceful nap? I will give you this if you go away. Yes. The Quake Medallion. Its magic causes the ground to shake and defeats nearby enemies, but watch your magic meter. And this is actually a lie, because it doesn't always defeat the enemy. But I'm just going to show it off right here on that little enemy over there. And what it will probably do is, yeah, it will turn it into this weird yellow thing. And it's just weird, really. But now that we're here anyway, we're going to go back to the light world again. Because there's more stuff we want to do over here. And I'm actually going to use the Quake Medallion on these enemies too, because I'm kind of curious what happens. Never actually tried this before. Especially not on the Zora on the bottom left. And they all turn into these things as well, so... And that guy apparently as well. But yeah, not the most impressive spell, but we do actually need it in the future, which is the main reason why I got it. But I also just want to show it off. But this area is exclusive to the light world. There is no dark world variant, I don't know, of this area. But we are going to go here mainly to get rid of some of our rupees, because we have 807. And I like spending money on things, and we actually need the thing we can buy here. Lots and lots of Zoras in here, but there is a reason for that, because... Ow. Try not to get hit by the fireballs, because that was kind of silly. But yes, this is a big guy. Wahaha! What do you want, little man? Do you have something to ask me? And you have to say you want the flippers. Wahaha! But I don't just give flippers away for free. I sell them for 500 rupees a pair. And we are going to pay 500 rupees for his flippers. Wahaha! 1 pair of flippers coming up. I will give you a free bonus with your purchase. I will let you use the magic waterways of the sea folk, which link lakes and rivers. When you see a whirlpool, dive into it. You never know where you'll service. Wahaha! And we get the Zora's flippers. With these, you should be able to swim even in deep water. So you may have noticed me kind of teleporting back whenever I hit the deep water and getting some invincibility frames, which is actually quite useful. But, yeah. Now we can actually swim, and we can swim down the waterfall to get this piece of heart over there. And now we have that, we are going to go all the way back again. We're actually going back to the Dark World because we are pretty much done here. And we are, well, mostly going to go into the direction of the thingy, of the Dark Palace thingy, yes. But first of all, we're going to go into this waterfall for 3 items now, actually, mostly due to a convenient drop. But first of all, we're going to throw something in this mysterious pond, namely, first of all, our boomerang. And wait a little bit for the fairy to appear. Hello there. Did you drop this? Yes. I like an honest person. I will give you something better in return. A very nice person indeed, but she only has a couple of items we want. You got the magical boomerang. You can throw this faster and further than the old one. So yeah, it's pretty much the same as the magical boomerang in Zelda 1. I'm not sure if the Zelda 1 was faster as well, but this one also has sparklies, which is nice indeed. And if you wait a while, you can throw something else in. And the second thing we're going to throw in here is the shield. And once again, wait for a small amount of time. Hello there. Did you drop this? Yes, I like another... But yes, this person is quite convenient. Your shield is improved. Now you can defend yourself against fireballs. And that's basically the fireballs that the Zoras and some of the statues in Castle shoot. So that's very good as well. And as our third item, which is mostly just luck, we're going to throw the bee in here. A bee in a bottle. Yes. Hello. Oh, apparently this person doesn't give you anything for that. I thought, basically, I actually read about this. I didn't actually test this beforehand. I probably should have, but oh well. But supposedly there is a fairy fountain that will turn your bee into a gold bee. And that is actually quite a formidable item and is pretty powerful against enemies, basically. But the normal bee you can release and it will start attacking enemies as well, which is quite good. And there's actually a second place where you can get a gold bee, which I didn't know until... I believe it was Shin Dark Fox that pointed it out, if that was his name. If it's not, I will probably edit it with magical video editing skills. But he pointed out to me that in the place where you get the ice rod, there's actually a small fountain, and if you run into it, a gold bee appears as well. And that is quite useful, and I will probably show off the bee later, but not just yet. But we're going to go back in here, because by now this person is actually done, even though she says she isn't. And the magic powder is in the store now, which is good. This is magic powder. Try to sprinkle it on enemies and many other things, which is something very useful later, mostly for an upgrade. And for some other reasons as well. Red is the medicine of life, green is the medicine of magic, blue renews both life and magic. Here, taste a sample of the red potion, And he renews our health, which is very good indeed. But the main reason why the magic powder is awesome is because you can use it on this person, and he turns into an awesome looking banana. And you can actually talk to him, and he says, "Tra-la-la, look for Sahasrala." And, "Oh yeah, you found Sahasrala, good job, la-la." Yes, fantastic. That's pretty much all they say, but they look amazing in my opinion. And their lips stay on screen for a small amount of time when you go back to the Dark World, which is... It's just wonderful. And I think you can use it on these enemies as well, but they just turn into, yeah, the weird yellow blob things. But now that we've gotten all the items, we are going to go back down. And pretty much make our way to the Dark Palace thing. Though, there is one more item that I want to get, and that is something you get by jumping down here. Slowly but surely. And using the magic mirror on this little patch of non-deep water. And it basically puts us next to this bridge over here. And when you try to go in it, you get this little screen transition along with this sleeping guy. And when we talk to him, he will wake up and show us a magic bottle. "Yo, Link, you seem to be in a heap of trouble, but this is all I can give you." Which is very good indeed, and we can talk to him again. Actually, we can't. That is a complete lie. I thought you could talk to him again, but apparently you cannot. I'm very confused the segment it would appear. But anyway, that was the main reason why we went there. And now, I'm just gonna go back and make our way to the Dark Palace. And you actually do need 110 rupees before you go to the Dark Palace, and you also need some bombs as well. So if you don't have those yet, you should probably get those before you enter the palace. And you actually need a minimum of 110. It only depends how well you do, but you'll see that in a moment. First of all, we're going to go in here because this tree is awesome and it talks. You're new here, aren't you? Did you come here looking for the power of gold? Well, you're too late. It will only obey the first person who touches it. The man who last claimed the power of gold wished for this world. It reflects his heart. Yes, I came here because of the greed for the golden power, and look what happened to me. To restore the golden land, a person worthy of the golden power must defeat the man who created this place. Until that time, I am stuck in this bizarre shape. But what a mischievous thing to leave lying around the power of gold. Triforce. She has some pretty interesting story over there, but if you bang into this wall, there are 4 things that all contain a heart. And I mostly just want to refill my health, so there you go. But you don't really need to go there, we just need to make our way to over here. And those big enemies are kind of dangerous because they throw bombs all over the place that explode rather quickly. And this place is kind of awkward to navigate for various reasons, but mostly because of these overgrown areas, which is kind of hard to see, but there are some holes where you can, in this grass, where you can kind of see where you have to go, and you actually have to go down here and just follow the lower path. And then the monkey follows you. I'm Kiki the monkey! Kiki! I love monkeys more than anything! Can you spare me 10 rupees? And that is exactly what we're going to do. Kiki, Kiki! Good choice! I will look after you for a while. Kiki! Meh. Yes. And once he follows you around, I think he runs away when you take damage, so basically make sure that you don't take damage. And I'm actually going to be fairly careful here and just use the spin attack against these 2 enemies. And then walk towards the door. Kiki, I will give you, if you give me 100 rupees, I will open the entrance for you. Kiki! And ask him to open it. Kiki, good choice, and I got blah, 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 blah. Yes. I don't like that voice. But basically, once you give him 100 rupees, he will jump up there. Which is very good indeed. And that is actually also the only way to open the dungeon door. So do that and enter the dungeon. Then go to the left and push the button. And we get a new enemy, and you can only hit him from the back. So either throw something into his face or hit him from the back and he will die. And now that we have the shield, we can actually also block the fireballs that these guys shoot, which is fairly convenient, though not often used. But remove that block over there, push the button and get the key and teleport out of there again, because we don't really need to be there anymore. And now that we got the key, we can actually go in here. And actually, I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to go over here due to something interesting. And because I don't really want to go there later. And also something interesting to note, if you use the magic powder on these enemies, then they will turn into a fairy, which disappeared rather quickly. But it will turn into a fairy, which can be fairly convenient indeed. And if they hit you, you lose mana. I don't know if I ever mentioned that actually, but don't get hit by these guys because that's kind of annoying. But when you talk to these things again, it now says, Link, can you hear me? It's me, Zelda. I am locked in Turtle Rock on the top of Death Mountain. I know you are doing your best, but please hurry. So yeah, now Zelda actually talks from those blocks rather than Sarashrawa, which is fairly interesting. But now that we are here, we might as well get a key that we don't actually need, but it's here, so we might as well get it, and I have no idea how that guy managed to hit me. But basically, make your way over here and run into this wall. And these enemies are kind of interesting as well, because when you walk around, they will basically follow your movement, and when you look into the red guy's eyes, then he will pretty much just try to shoot you with those balls. And you can't hit them with your sword either, so basically just shoot some arrows into them, and they will die pretty quickly. The red ones take 2 hits, and the green ones take 1, so there you go. And make your way to the other side, and that went surprisingly well. And in here is 2 things actually. One is the dungeon map, which I'm not going to bother with as usual. And one is some other stuff, and I need to be quick because the enemy was in the way. Oh, come on. Okay, I'll just place it there. That didn't go very well. So I basically blow up both walls. This one I'm just going to blow up because I feel like I want some berries. 2 in fact, because I only have 2 spare bottles right now. And I'll just pick this one up. And on the other side is a key. Huzzah. So you can either choose to run all the way back again, or you can just use the magic mirror. And this is definitely a lot quicker, so I'm just going to do that. And now that we have 2 keys, I'm just going to make my way over here. And first of all, we are going to go to the right. Although I guess... actually, I'm going to go to the left because I have a key ready right now. And I only need 1. For what I'm going to do, I'm going to blow up this little hood, this cracked bridge thing. I'm going to miss the cracked bridge thing and then try it again. This is not going very well so far, but oh well, I'll take it. So once we do that, we can actually get a new bomb and some arrows from here. But more importantly, we're going to go over here to open this door with the keys we just collected. to open this chest over here, which contains the big key. The big key, this is the master key of the dungeon. You can open many locks and many blah, 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 blah. So now we have that. We are going to press this button and get the key from that appeared chest and make our way back to the start of the dungeon again using the magic mirror. Nope. Some lag here. I don't know what's going on there, but oh well. I'm sure it'll fix itself. But yeah, after we've done that, we can make our way over here, block that guy's boom boom, and make our way up here where there is actually a key. I'm just quickly gonna stop and start the recording here because it was bothering me. And first of all, what we're going to do is go over here and open this door, which contains a large bridge which will slowly start crumbling basically, so be careful of that. And then open this door to get into a dark room where we are going to throw a bomb in that direction to blow up a wall. Because I don't feel like doing that later. Oh, ow, 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 ow. I'm taking a lot of damage. I don't really know why. But basically, make your way through this maze over here. There's some bombs in that chest if you want them. I don't really care for them right now. So I'm just gonna make my way through this maze. Don't hit me. Thank you. And get the key that is inside this little chest over here. And also go through the passageway we just opened, which contains the big chest. And the big chest contains the magic hammer. You can drive the wooden sticks down into the ground. You can use it to pound on other things too. Yeah, so that is definitely a very useful item. Does a fair amount of damage as well. So definitely not a bad item. So once we got that, we are just going to make our way back from the maze. And I'm going into the right direction, I think. Yes, I am. That's fantastic. We're actually just quickly gonna go to the other side of the bridge as well, because there's actually a pretty interesting room down here. And there's also a locked door down in the previous room over there, but there is nothing under there pretty much, so I'm not even gonna bother with it. Just gonna turn that one to a fairy so I get my health back. And there's basically the main reason to go here is because there's such a ridiculously large amount of rupees in here, and this one arrow. The one arrow is very important. You definitely need that one arrow. But you also need that key, because keys are nice. Actually, you don't need that key because I'm not even going to show you the room that is underneath the locked door that we saw just a moment ago, because that room is entirely pointless. There is nothing there. I think the compass is there or something useless like that, so I'm not going to bother with it. Instead, I'm just going to go to the back of to the start of the castle, and now we actually have the hammer. I didn't actually point this out, but there's these turtles which you can't hit with your sword, but you can knock them on their back, and when you hit nearby them, they will fall over, and it is really, really cute. And yeah, we actually do need to do that later on. But first of all, we're going to go over here and shoot an arrow underneath this chest, basically, so it will hit that thing, which will make the blue things go down. And we can safely traverse our way into this little area. I'm just gonna pick up the hammer here and blow up these two things, which we can do with the hammer as well. Very nice item indeed. But more importantly, we're going to uncover those two rocks to make this statue go all the way over there. Because if you just stand on that button, the door will immediately close again once you get off the button. But if you put a statue on it, it will stay happy and stuff. So we can actually kill these enemies with the hammer as well. But this last one I'm just going to kill with the bow and arrow, because if you get too close, he will just throw fireballs in your face, and that's not good. So basically make your way over here and shoot that green thing in the face. You can see an amazing way where the wall moves to the right while the screen is shaking, which you probably can't see in the video, because shaking and blinking and stuff like that is pretty much invisible. So I'm sorry if you just see a wall move to the right, but if you do see the shaking, it is totally amazing. So we can go down these stairs where there are some these of weird things. And this is basically why you need the hammer as well, because you need to make those things go down. That is the only way to get rid of them. And now that we are here, we are going to get our magical boomerang, or just use an arrow or bomb or whatever you prefer, to make the red things go down and go past this guy, because I'm too late to get my hammer. And now that we're in a room where we actually do need to kill all these enemies, so if you somehow manage to get here without a hammer, then, well, That's pretty impressive because you need to get past all those weird blocks, but yeah, you pretty much need to kill all these enemies to open the next door. And now that we are here, we have to push this one block. And these blocks actually kind of look like those rooms in Zelda 1, where you had all those blocks where you had to push one of them and it was always the same one. Ah, amazing. But we are instead going to make our way to the boss rather than look at how amazing those blocks are, which is behind this room over here. And it is quite a big thing indeed. Now, if we hit him normally, we will basically turn around every time. It's kind of annoying, but if you pull your sword out, you can pretty much just keep hitting it, which is a very quick way of disposing of it indeed. And he has kind of some annoying attacks at first, which is basically throwing those little fireballs, which is well, it hurts a lot, as you can see. And he also has... Okay, this is basically what happens when you lose all your health while you have a Faerie on hand. Didn't really mean to do this, but there you go. Not the best boss battle in the world, but they will basically instantly revive you again. Stop throwing fireballs at me and use that other attack you have. Yeah, that one, where it basically just tries to attack you with its tail. And that's kind of dangerous. But basically, try to shoot as many arrows as you can in his face as quickly as you can, and it will die shortly afterwards. But you can only shoot arrows at him after you've hit him a bunch of time with the hammer and remove his mask. So yeah, that was basically the Temple of Darkness, or the Palace of Darkness, or whatever. And now we have the crystal, which is the first crystal which actually contains one of the 7 maidens. I'm losing feeling in my leg. That's not good. It is now asleep. Very bad indeed. And there is a princess in here.
Link, because of you I can escape from the clutches of the evil monsters. Thank you. This world used to be the Golden Land where the Triforce was hidden, but because of Ganon, the boss of thieves, wished the world was transformed. I'm sure he's intending to conquer even our light world after building his power here. He's trying to open a larger gate between worlds near the castle using our powers, but the gate is not open completely yet. If we 7 maidens come together, we can break the barrier around Ganon's hiding place. I will tell you where the other girls are held. I believe you will destroy Ganon. I will return to my original form at that time. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
May the way of the hero lead to the Triforce.
So yeah, that was the first maiden we saved. Lovely. And we get back to the start of this little place again. And now if we look on the map, we can see every dungeon over here. And there's a bunch of numbers, but I'm actually going to go to the dungeon number 4 first because of various reasons. But for now, I am actually going to take a little break, so I hope you enjoyed it so far, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.